Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis was cancelled today, which I don't know how this fight was even sanctioned in the first place, if I'm being honest. Gervonta is 5'4", 135, and Jake is about 6 foot, 195. Does that mean I think Gervonta would have lost? Not necessarily, but it would have been an interesting fight. Definitely Jake's most interesting fight to date. But it all got thrown away because Gervonta Davis is facing more domestic abuse allegations to absolutely nobody's surprise. There have been rumors about the event being cancelled for days now due to a potential civil lawsuit that Gervonta was gonna face. And as of today, the event has been officially cancelled by Netflix, the whole thing. And it's a bit of a shame because while I don't really follow the YouTube boxing thing anymore, the gimmick kind of died out for me a while ago. I was quite interested to see this fight, and I think a lot of other people were.
Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis.
Oh, I don't care. I don't think anyone cares, man. No one cares. No one cares.
I love KSI, but this looks like and sounds like a man who does indeed care. Now, the reason I said it comes to absolutely no one's surprise that Gervonta found himself in legal trouble before this fight is because it comes to actually absolutely no one's surprise. He has got a proven track record of this. I couldn't even bring myself to say that Gervonta Davis found himself in new legal trouble because he is clearly not new to this. In February 2019, Gervonta Davis found himself in legal trouble in connection with an alleged altercation at a mall in McLean, Virginia that took place Feb 17th per Fairfax County Police. Davis allegedly had a run-in with a man at an ATM at the Tyson's Galleria in suburban Washington before he began to argue with police. He allegedly shoved a police officer. Davis was charged with 1 count of misdemeanor assault. The case was dismissed that October. A year later, in February 2020, Davis was charged with simple battery domestic violence in Coral Gables, Florida, following an incident with the mother of his daughter on the campus of the University of Miami. In the 14-second video, yes, there was a video, Davis was seen grabbing the woman, pulling her out of her seat during a charity basketball game on Super Bowl weekend. Davis then walked her out of the arena as they appeared to argue. After investigation, police found that he was liable for battery and he surrendered himself in following that case. After being let out on a $1,500 bail, he took to social media to defend himself, saying that he never did any of these acts, which he then later took down, probably after realizing it was all on camera. Later that year, in November 2020, Davis was accused of fleeing the scene of an accident that involved 4 people, including a pregnant woman, Jair Smith. Davis was facing 14 charges, including failure to immediately return and remain at the scene of an accident involving bodily injury. Davis was traveling in a 2020 Lamborghini Urus SUV in the early morning hours when he ran a red light and struck a 2004 Toyota Solara, according to Baltimore police. Davis ended up pleading guilty to 4 traffic offenses stemming from the hit-and-run crash, in which he avoided jail time but got sentenced to 90 days house arrest, 3 years probation, and 200 hours of community service. So yeah, long criminal history Gervonta's got. In light of the event being cancelled, Jake took to Instagram to say absolutely nothing nice about Gervonta Davis. He wrote to his story, "Gervonta Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up late to shoots, the numerous arrests and related accusations and lawsuits. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit." Already strong words from Jake Paul, and justified for somebody who's likely very frustrated that his event has just been cancelled, but that's only the beginning of what he has to say. "I didn't want to give this woman abuser a platform to grow his fans and to grow his bank account. My company champions women. I'm so sorry to everyone involved, mostly to the undercard fighters, to my team at MVP, and to my team who worked so hard prepping for this fight. Sacrificing time with loved ones and kids just for this fool to lose his unintelligent mind again. It's scary that devilish men like this can rise to the top of culture and sports, including in positions of power. I hope you people moving forward look beyond his fake streetwear pieces, swag, and search for something deeper to be a fan of. As for me, it's on to the next one as always. Anyone, anytime, any place." So again, very strong words from Jake, somebody who's just had his event cancelled, and it makes sense that he'd be so frustrated. Look, I'd love to say something along the lines of,
"Wow, Now, you shouldn't label him a woman abuser just yet because they're early allegations and everybody's innocent until proven guilty and he's never been convicted of abuse against a woman and blah 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 blah.
But with this guy's track record of crime already and the video evidence of him doing very similar things that he's being accused of in this indictment, it's hard to envision Gervonta Davis as completely innocent in this situation. Now, I do understand that his last assault charge was dropped, but the only reason why his last assault charge was dropped in the fashion that it was is because the lady who was accusing him decided not to press charges. That lady being his ex-girlfriend now. Now, we don't know if the case would have been dropped anyway due to lack of evidence or something of the sort, but we don't know how this case is going to play out either. Is it possible that Gervonta paid off his ex-girlfriend to drop the last case? Well, that would just be conspiracy. Moving on from that though, Jake did try to replace Gervonta with very short notice with other big names like Francis Ngannou, who basically laughed the idea out of the room. When talking about this with TMZ Sports, Francis basically said that it was disrespectful for Jake to even think there was a possibility of that fight happening.
No, there's no such of thing happening. Basically, like how can they go from like Gervonta Davis to Francis Ngannou? Like, I mean, Gervonta Davis is a fantastic boxer, but and is a one-shot knockout artist. But come on, like the way different and everything, it make no sense for me to. It make no sense.
Yeah, they reached out the other day and told me how they need a replacement for Gervonta, and after I listened, I wasn't getting it, and I said, okay, what can I do for you? They said, we're looking for a replacement, but I still didn't get it. Okay, what exactly can I do for you? He was like, we're thinking about you to fight Jake to replace Gervonta. Which Jake? I was so confused, I wasn't expecting that at all. I'm like, no bro, come on, don't disrespect me like that. So yeah, Francis was not interested in this fight at all, even the $40 million purse that would have come with him stepping into Gervonta's place. Which again is even more reason for Jake Paul to have been this upset at Gervonta cancelling the fight. He had a $60 million purse scheduled out for taking it, and because Gervonta went and did his thing, all of that just gets wiped away from him basically overnight. He went on to Aiden Ross's stream via a phone call and explained a little bit more about the situation and the cancellation of the fight.
Yeah, bro, he pulled up to Tootsie's and beat up a girl, dragged her through the parking lot, and punched her in the face. And it's like, bro.
Okay.
Like,
wait, but how do you know that happened?
it's a lawsuit. Miami-Dade is coming. There's video, like everything, bro. He did this shit in public. Like, you have to understand, this guy was sober, driving to Tootsie's, and it's just like, I'm gonna beat the girl up. Like,
so yeah, Netflix does have plans to reschedule a live event with Jake Paul and a new competitor later on this year, so we'll see how that turns out. But let me know your thoughts on the situation. If you made it to the end, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We basically post here every day, so I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.